In Chapter 7 and Chapter 8, we've talked a lot about pay mix, and now we're going into talking about pay structures and how employers can create those pay structures. So in Chapter 7, if you remember, pay mix really considers all of the different components of total compensation. So it's the cash, the base salary, it could be bonus or stock options, and it also includes benefits. And there's a number of ways that employers can organize all the different pay mix strategies to attract certain types of employees or talent to their organization. To break it down a little bit further, we're going to refer back to Exhibit 7.16 from Chapter 7, and we had 4 graphs of different pay mix strategies. So we had a performance-driven pay mix, we had market match, work-life balance, and then security. We're really going to focus on the performance-driven, the security, and then the work-life balance. Let's look at 3 different types of employees and try to figure out which pay mix we think would work best for their situation. First, we have Bob. So Bob is a dad. He's got 2 kids. He's a hard worker, but he really values ensuring that he has the medical benefits that he needs for his family, but he also wants to make sure that he has enough vacation time and flexibility that he can go on vacation with his kids. For example, he may want to take the family to Disney World this summer.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
So think of the different pay mix strategies. Which one do you think will be most attractive to Bob? It would be the work-life balance approach. So you have your base pay, but then a large portion of benefits that tie into that pay mix. Let's look at another example. In this example, we have Margaret. And Margaret has 2 children that she is currently supporting while they go to college. So both of her children, they're out of the household, but they're going through college. And so she needs to ensure that she's making enough money, she has a dependable paycheck so that she can help support and pay those tuition bills. Which pay mix strategy or which pay mix option do you think would be most attractive to her? The security or the commitment approach may be the best one for her. So Margaret is looking again to know exactly how much money she's going to be making, that security, so that she can help her 2 sons get through college. Okay, let's look at one more example. In this example, we have Susie. And Susie is a young, very competitive new professional, and she's looking to work for an organization where her individual contributions are recognized and she has lots of opportunity for development and growth. Which pay mix strategy do you think would be most attractive to Susie? If you guessed performance-driven, you're right. So Susie's going to be looking to work for a company that recognizes those individual contributions. In a performance-driven pay mix strategy, you have your base pay, but then you also have bonus and options, possibly stock options, that are directly tied to individual performance. Now let's talk about pay structure. So in Chapter 8, we begin to look at all of the different ways that an organization can create a pay structure. And there's 2 primary approaches. You can have pay grades, or you can have broad bands or pay bands. With pay grades, you have multiple pay grades that allow employees to grow and develop. So you can reward employees with lots of promotions and title progressions, although those increases may not be as much from level to level. That's what a pay grade looks like. When you think of pay grades, think of a ladder, right? You have one step, and to get to the next step, it's going to be up and up and up. With broad bands or with pay bands, it looks a little bit different. So we have fewer bands, they're wider, and so there's more growth that goes in with these pay bands. Think of that approach as more of a rock wall. So you're going from A to B, you can go backward, you can go to one side, the other side, you can go up, you can go down. There's lots of different ways to get to your end goal. Let's talk about when organizations may use one versus another. With pay grades, it offers you some flexibility, but not nearly as much. So typically, it's going to be well-established organizations who are going to go with the model of using pay grades. They want to reward employees, and they want to know exactly what that career development looks like. Typically, these are going to be, again, established companies that are probably competing on cost, and they're very well established. If we think about pay bands or broad bands, these typically offer a little bit more flexibility. So companies that are new, that are very innovative, they're looking to help their employees do cross-development and cross-growth. That would be a structure that would make sense for them. It also helps if they're a new company, and so they're competing with innovation, and they're having to, again, utilize multiple employees. It allows for that cross-development. It allows them to have more flexibility and doesn't force them into a very hierarchical structure like pay bands would do, or like pay grades would do. So in the end, which structure is the right structure? It depends. It depends on what your business model is. It depends on the maturity of that business model. It also depends on what types of jobs you need to execute that business model and the talent that it takes to fill those positions. And finally, will your pay model, will it attract the talent that you're looking for? So thinking about all those different scenarios, and we'll have employees that are in all different stages of their life, how can you build a pay mix and a pay strategy and a structure that helps attract the talent to your organization that you need to succeed?